Alright, I'm on a job here to take care of all of the overgrowth in the front of this house, as well as a bunch around the sides and the back. Basically just to get it trimmed down so that they can put this house on the market with some sort of appreciable front lawn or space where someone can do something. Now for this job, I don't have a flail mower head, so I was going to rent one from Bobcat, but unfortunately for my machine, the head they have is too big. So I ended up renting an entire machine with it. This is a E50, and it is the maximum load that I can tow on this trailer pretty much. So as you can see, it just fits in the width by a few inches on each side on my 7-foot trailer, and I had to turn the boom a bit with this mulcher head on it, but yeah. And it was pretty awesome because this weekend is Memorial Day weekend, so it's a 4-day weekend, and the guys at Bobcat, they just charged me the regular weekend fee, and I picked it up the middle of the day Friday, and I can drop it off Tuesday morning. No issues. They didn't care. They said, can it fit on the trailer? And they let me take it. So they've been awesome for me. All right, let's see if we can get this guy off. So there are definitely a bunch of rocks and everything else in here, but the majority of this is all, from what I can tell, like saplings and small growth. So it shouldn't be too bad for the flail mower, and I won't be getting caught up in any vines. But definitely a steep slope, so it would be too much for the Kubota to really be dealing with an attachment, in my opinion. And this is the backyard. Basically, I'm going to just try to go through here, the same as the front, and take down the small stuff. Try and clean it back some off the back of the yard. And this side here is basically the biggest mess of it. It's a fence that goes along the whole side here between the neighbors as well. And there's some cut trees and everything just lopped in there, so I'm going to try and get it mulched and move some of those trees out of the way as well. Alright, let's start cutting stuff up. Alright, so I gave the lawn a little mow and weed whack as well for him because the lawn was pretty much up to your knees. And I was able to clear out the back with the flail mower, bring it back another 15-20 feet away from the yard. I could have cleared all the way back to their fence, but there wasn't really a point because they aren't going to be developing anything on this land right now because they're looking to sell the house. I took all the dead and fallen trees and stacked them up in the back there behind the other brush and pile that I made with all the other stumps and everything else they had, because apparently they had a tree company. Apparently they had trees taken down and the guy just left all the trees here. He didn't do anything about them. And then this whole side I got cleared up. I was able to pop all the stumps and get everything out of the way so they don't have all that overgrowth and poison ivy. Took everything off the fence as best I could. Alright, and then out in the front, got everything cleaned up as best I could with the flail head. Definitely took down all of that overgrowth that was there before. But the good thing about doing this with the flail head is that you leave a lot of the root structure intact, so on this hill you won't have as much washout, but you take away all that surface stuff. And then I pretty much covered all the way over to where the corner of their fence was, down to this rock, and a little bit further over. The rental E50 and the mulcher head worked really good, and I'm going to see if I can go do a couple more jobs with it this weekend while I have it. The only thing is I got to fix the case drain. The fitting piece bumped something when I was using the bucket and it snapped the fitting, so I'm going to Tractor Supply to look for a part for that right now. Just a basic 1/4-inch pipe. Alright, let's go see if we can find some more stuff to mulch.